Hello there, Sir from 17 once again, introducing you to my Syndicate hard difficulty CEO rank video walkthrough. This is Milestone 13 and this is Betrayed. And at the start of this you want to be careful, folks, because this is pretty tough. So as soon as it begins, I like to rush this guy, I like to smack him, pick his gun up, and then I run back and I get behind any cover I can, namely this crate to my left. Then from here, I'm going to be shooting dudes with this assault rifle, this SMG, sorry, and I hate it. This SMG reminds me of the one on Killzone. It is inaccurate, it is weak as shit, and it's annoying. And what I would do is, I generally put the suppressor on it because it just makes it feel a little bit better. I don't know if it stops the recoil being as bad or what, but I just find that it helps me. And you want to try and alternate from behind this cargo crate and the one I was just behind, because you're going to get rushed by guys, and you do not have your abilities. You cannot use any of the things that make this game fun, and any of the abilities that you've used so far that also make it very easy. So this is where potentially you may find your first challenge. And the first real challenge of this level is hitting this dude who hides behind cover with this inaccurate bag of shit gun. And I mean, look at that. I stand a better chance doing that. Because this gun just, it fucking blows. I hate it so bad. But if you do feather the trigger, it will obviously fire a little bit more controllably, and then you can carry on through this area. But effectively all this level is room to room to room filled with dudes. And it's a little tougher because your heads-up display is all messed up, and every so often you start getting your powers back and then you don't. It's just kind of crazy. And like this Magnum, it sounds good, it looks good, it's got a pretty sweet reload animation, but it's a dog shit gun. It's so bad. And they're actually going to make you use the gun later on in a boss fight, which I did not like, but it gets the job done. So the first thing you want to do is you want to swap out that pistol for the sniper rifle. This sniper rifle is so powerful, it's going to be your go-to weapon when the shit hits the fan. You want to stick with the SMG until like you get to a situation which you need to drop some firepower. Because that sniper, it penetrates walls, it does some serious damage, it is a really good weapon. And this room is pretty tough as well. It's not as bad as the last one, but it's still, if you get them behind you, they can kill you real quick. But you'll notice we have our abilities back. So we're back online, we can start backfiring and suiciding and doing all the sexy things that make this game quality. So the first thing to bear in mind in this room, to my right, there is this valve intake that enables you to hack it. And it will spray steam that damages and kills your enemy. Be careful. It also hurts you. I've gone near it, it did some serious damage to me, and it made me, you know, really appreciate keeping a steady distance from those steam flows. But the darts overlay is your best friend here, and I wouldn't necessarily use it to deal damage, just use it to find out where the enemies are and then adjust your position accordingly. Because if this is the first video that you've dropped onto in this Syndicate guide and you've not played the game, it does let you look through the walls, and anything that lets you see through walls is a fantastic piece of kit. But, you know, crouch behind cover. If anybody gets close, melee them, because you are so much more deadly with your hands than you will ever be with a weapon, which is really strange. And make sure you keep on hacking that, because it'll do damage to the enemies, and it'll also build towards your CEO rank with plenty of successful breaches. But just nail dudes, shoot dudes, you know, keep on doing your Syndicate thing. And I'm actually going to apologise, because it's been a while since I've put out a Syndicate video thanks to Mass Effect 3. And because of my university work kind of got on top of me, I've not been able to do that many commentaries for this guide, so I kind of did the first 12 levels and then left it for far too long. So hopefully this will be up pretty quickly and the rest will follow in kind. But there is the rotating circles of saving. That means there's no more enemies, and I'm going to run through the steam in a second and you're going to see the damage it does. Oh, I tell a lie, there is a checkpoint and now the riot shield guys turn up. So don't get too overzealous trying to push through the door, or you'll end up running into a shitstorm like I just did. But the riot shield guys aren't too bad, especially when you have a sniper rifle, because I believe you can shoot straight through the shield. And if you're using your abilities and you're hacking and you're breaching and all that good stuff, you shouldn't have too much of an issue. There you go. Breach him, shoot him, and good night, sir. But I've played a lot of this game's multiplayer. That's when the steam hit me, by the way. Look at that. So close to death. But I've played a lot of the multiplayer on this game, and I've got to say it's easily one of the most fun I've done in a while. My only problem with it is The level select at first is kind of weird. You can't seem to pick any other levels but the first one, and it unlocks randomly at some kind of sporadic rate. And just the unreliability of teammates. Unless you're playing with friends, the online is literally every man for themselves, because nobody plays it like a team game, and it's a bit of a shame like that. It's kind of like Mass Effect for that, where people are really douchey. But the guns are cool, the progression's cool, and when I get a new Xbox, because for the people that don't know, that have only just been following me from this guide, I've been having disc reading problems. I think the laser on my Xbox has died, and I can't be asked to keep sending it off to Microsoft for them to charge me for the repair and then send it back and for it to break again. So I'm going to get one of the more recent ones, the most recent Slim. I'm going to buy one of those with a super high usage, memory on it, because I only have, I think, 20 gig on my... what the fuck is the name, man? It's the simplest term ever, and I cannot remember it for my life of me. But whatever the memory of the Xbox is called, like the fucking hard drive. There we go. The language returns to you, Chris. It has a bigger hard drive. I think that's what I was trying to say. And I'm sick of like moderating my usage, depending on the size of my hard drive, because I've literally been deleting everything I can after I finish playing it just to fit new things on. I can't install games to play them off the console itself instead of running the disc, and it's limited me of what DLC I can buy and what updates I can get. Like, I can't play Battlefield 3 online because of how big the fucking update is to fix the broken game. It's so crazy, but as of I think a week, that'll all change, and I'll no longer be bitching about my Xbox, so people will probably be really appreciative of that. But this is another interesting room where you can get rushed, but just bear in mind you do have the equipment to make it very simple, as goodness me, I think that's the Molotov cocktails that they throw, and I probably should have mentioned this. It's been a while since I played, folks, so do bear with me. On this section, the enemies, if you stay in cover too long and you don't come out, they'll throw Molotovs at you, and it is a one-hit kill if it hits you directly. That just then must have only just hit me. It must have not been a full-on direct hit, because it practically killed me. And I have been killed by them, so you want to be super careful. Because for the most, this game is simple. There is no reason for you to struggle as long as you play it correctly. But if you get hit by one of those things, there's nothing you can do. It's just kind of crazy. It's like a couple of the bosses. If you get yourself into a bad situation with no cover, game over. There is nothing you can do. It's literally that simple. But keep on following the heads-up display, pressing the buttons, pulling the levers, and we're trying to get this elevator to work so we can move up through this compound. And in the next video you're going to see me taking on, I think it's a new faction of enemies. They're these dudes who wear hoodies and they've got cloaking devices, and it doesn't make much sense, but you've got to shoot them in the face. That makes perfect sense. And how many people thought this lift was going to crush them when they first played? Because I don't know about you, but it got a little bit hairy for me. I was like, oh god, please, lift, stop lift, please stop, I tell a lie, on this time I was not scared at all because I'd played it before, but my first time through, yeah, I was like, why is there no prone? Let me go prone. But it's pre-programmed, and it never kills you, so don't worry whatsoever. Get used to opening latches, because it's something the game enjoys to do. Hit the elevator, and I will see you in part 2. You take care now.